afternoon to all of you. All right, we're about to start, but to every program, there's a purpose, there's a reason, and to do that shortly, we are all here because of our national service. It's mandatory according to the policies of this country that every university student, before you graduate from the university, you are supposed to go through a national service program. And every year we do this program. Annually we do an orientation, and the purpose of the orientation is for you to know how to go through the process of the national service. Of course, when some of us in our days when we went through our national service, it wasn't like what it is now. Digital world, people, so many things have changed. When we're doing our national service, they just tell you are going to Navrongo East, and they will throw you in the village somewhere, no light, no communication, you and your God and your faith. But things have changed. Now we are in the digital world, and in your generation, so many things. So that's the reason why we are here, and it's very important for you to know what is happening or how you are going to go about it. Let's invite Mrs. Jennifer Apia Bempa. Do it one more time.
Thank you for the opportunity. Good afternoon to you all, my best friends. You are my best friends because throughout my career, I have worked with young men and women like you. So I don't have older friends. I must be frank with you. My boss, the Director General of National Service, whom you've been hearing of and seeing on television, is on his way. Honorable Felix Jemfi, he's on his way to give a remark here. He's stuck in a meeting, but he has promised to be with us before the close of this session. Yeah. So I'm very much privileged to have you here to listen to me, to give you the overview of national service. National service is more than 50 years old. So national service is older than all of you sitting here, except Rev and myself, because I'm almost 60. Yeah. I started my national service in 1991. Can you imagine? And in 1991, even though I lived in Ashanti region, I was sent to Bono East region in a small community called Ekuma. I don't know if somebody knows Ekuma. I didn't hesitate, even though a lot of my colleagues, tried to get a reposting. I didn't hesitate. I took up the challenge and went, and after 1 year of national service, I had the opportunity of being employed in national service, because the district in which I went to do my national service was a new one, a newly created district that didn't have a rep for national service. If I had not taken that opportunity, I wouldn't have gotten that job. I went there, with all the vim. I didn't know the place. I just went, and everything went well for me. That should be the spirit of national service. So as you sit here, I want everybody to clap for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. The reason I'm asking you to clap for yourselves is that as you sit here, by September, you would qualify to become one of the people eligible to do national service. And there is an exception. If you know you are here and you are not a Ghanaian, you are not part of us. You are just a visitor. National service, by the legal framework, is meant for only Ghanaians. Ghanaians who are 18 years and above. Ghanaians who are of sound mind. And Ghanaians who have completed their tertiary education by the time the national service rolls out. So if you know you are not of sound mind, you are not part of us in September. I know everybody, has a sound mind here. National service was established in 1973 by an National Redemption Council decree, NRCD 208. And in 1973, those students who piloted national service, and amongst them, the one that we still remember, who is still alive and active, is Dr. Ibn Chambers. He was among those who started the 1973 national service. In 1980, national service was reviewed. For the 1973 national service, it was only meant for the 3 universities. Then, University of Ghana, University of Science and Technology, and University of Cape Coast. That was the 3 universities. In 1980, all the other tertiary institutions came on board. And then, apart from those in the universities, personnel in the universities, those from the 6th form category also joined national service and also came to do national service. Then came 1990 and beyond. We realized that after we phased out the 6th form program, we wanted to add senior high schools to come on board. So we went round to all the senior high schools. I was part of that team to register all of them, to enable them come and do national service. But it didn't see light of day. We limited ourselves, however, to only the tertiary institutions, even though around 2,000 thereabout, the numbers were small. Because a lot of private universities sprang up, we realized that within a short time, the numbers, have come up again. So up to now, we can have more than 100,000 young men and women coming to do national service. That is how it is now. We realized that Reverend was talking about technology and all that. So we needed to review national service again. And that is what has been done. Between 1980 and 2020, we had a national service scheme. But from 2020, we started the review. And last year, national service came under a new act of parliament after 1980 called Act 1119 of National Service Authority. National service became an authority. So that is what we are operating now. And under the authority framework, we have a lot of things that are being rolled out. For example, the vision of national service is still leader in youth service. The mission, which used to be mobilizing the youth, for deployment, has now become deployment for employment. Why deployment for employment? We realize that a lot of our young men, after national service, are faced with a lot of unemployment issues. So national service has come out with a lot of, opportunities for our young men, and to enable them to become employable by the time they complete their national service. A lot of these activities national service have rolled out include commercial farming. National service now has 200,000 acres of land in Kumewu. that we are cultivating. Currently, we are cultivating 4,000 acres of land for tomatoes, for maize, for rice, for cowpea, among others. And come and see young ladies operating tractors on the farm, a lot of them. And when you see them, it's so beautiful. A lot of interventions under the Deployment for Employment program are there when you roll out to come and do your national service. What are the objectives of national service? One of them is to supplement manpower. Manpower shortfall in the public and private companies. You realize that even in this school, we have a lot of national service personnel posted to this school, supplementing whatever activities that are going on here. National service is also there to help us, to help you especially to have work experience. I told you I accepted posting to a village far away, and by the time I completed my national service, I was fit for the position because I had actually engaged myself on the ground, and I was able to qualify to become a district manager at the time. There are a lot of other activities. People travel far away to do national service. By the time they will get back, you know, they know the language there, they eat the food there, sometimes they even marry there, and then they go back and stay there completely. That is the beauty of national service. Cultural diversity. By the time you come back, you are no more who you are again. By the time you come back, you know the other parts of the country that hitherto you didn't know. Who are eligible to do national service? I've told you that if you are not a Ghanaian, count yourself out. If you are not up to, you know, the age bracket, count yourself out. 18 years and above. If you are not of sound mind, you are not part of us. If you haven't completed your course, we will make sure you complete it before you come to do your national service. Coverage. How long are you supposed to do national service? This is very important because a lot of people think that when you do national service for 6 months, that is all. You are good to go. Please. When you do your national service for 6 months, you will not get the certificate. The coverage is 12 calendar months, starting from September, and then it will end in August. But the Labor Act, our Labor Act demands that every worker, you know, enjoy annual leave or a terminal leave. So we have decided to put your leave at the tail end of your service, so that when you are done from September to July, August becomes leave for you. So that is it. It's not 6 months at all. You start from September and end in July. August is your terminal leave. From there, if you want to still work with your supervisor, fine. But then legally, you will not be eligible to be paid or counted as one of us. National service has a coverage of just 1 year. Posting criteria. We post people depending on a lot of factors. One of them is the organizational philosophy. Let me give you an example. This year, the National Service Authority have decided, we've made it our policy to post over 60% of our personnel to the private institutions. Why are we doing this? We are doing that because when you post personnel to the private institutions, you reduce the burden on the public purse. The private institutions themselves pay the personnel. So the government doesn't have to pay all the over 100,000 NSPs that will be posted. So we've made it our policy. We've set targets. We've set targets for our district managers to engage as many private companies as possible to bring their requests so that we can post NSPs to their organizations. There are also national programs, and then the sector ministry priority, programs. The national and sector ministry priority programs, I want to give you an example. Now, the youth ministry that we fall under has made farming, agric, as one of our priorities. So as we speak, national service, I told you earlier that we have that large acreage of farmland. In Accra here, you go to Papao, and over there we are doing a lot of poultry activities. And these are the places that we wish to post a lot of our young men and women to. When we have the opportunity, we'll show you videos of our young men and especially the women enjoying the agric program. That will marvel you. You take your time. We also have other areas such as requests from the public organizations, public agencies, all the requests, because our posting is demand driven. So wherever they ask us to post people, like agric, community, health, education and all that, we also send people there. And then sometimes the board will also decide that we should post to a certain area. When the board take a decision, that one too, we follow suit. And then depending on your skill, what you can do, we also send you to places that your skills will help you to be able to be there and work effectively. We also have a group of persons who are on study leave. Do you have students on study leave here? Study leave with pay. Can you show by hands? Fortunately, we don't have some here. We have a lot of people coming to do national service on study leave. For them, when you are done, we post you back to your mother organization, but then you have to pay 10% of the national service allowance into our IGF. And then the other category is the public and then the private places that we send people. I've told you already that this year it is our target to send more than 60% of you to the private organizations. Help us to help you. If you get the places that you want to work, if only it's a private place, you are likely to be posted there. If you get us the request, we are going to post you there because our target is to get 60% of the people posted there. We also have other things that when you come to national service, you do. My MIS officer will take you through all the registration process. But then when you start national service, when you come for your registration, we've told you that the duration is 12 calendar months. Halfway into your national service, you have to fill an annual report form. This annual report form will help you to get a certificate, will help you to get a national service certificate by the end of the service. That one is a process. So if you start the service in September, by May and June, you get an annual report form or an assessment form. You are going to be assessed by your user agency based on the annual report form. It has 2 sessions. The first session you will fill, the second session will be for your user agency to fill and send it back to us for us to process it, so that by the time you are done with your national service certificate too will be ready for you. Who can be exempted from national service? If you are 40 years, we assume you are old enough to come among young people. So if you are 40 years, you can be exempted from national service. And that one too is not for free. We'll give you an exemption certificate at a fee. You can also be exempted from national service if you did an HND national service before you are coming to do your degree program. That one, because we've captured your name in the system, even when you make the attempt, your name will be rejected. You will not get the opportunity to do national service, so you will be exempted. And also, if during the time that we were practicing the non-graduate national service, if you manage to do 2 years and you're able to prove to us that you did that, that one too, you'll be exempted from national service. Who can defer national service? Like you are here, you are supposed to do national service in September, but in your opinion, you think it's not possible. Yes, you can defer national service, but then you can only defer national service if your health will not allow you to do it. And that one too, you have to give us documentary evidence that shows that your health will not allow you to do the national service. And then some people too, by the time they want to start national service, you realize that they have admission to do a postgraduate program. If you have that and you think the national service will be a bother to you, you can proceed to do your program, and then when you are done with that, you can come back and do your national service. And then we also have people who have a lot of receipts to do. So if you think the national service will distract you, especially when you are taken far away from where you went to school, that one too, you can decide to defer the national service until you are ready to do it. But don't use any flimsy excuse to defer your national service, because you know that by the time you finish national service, a lot of job opportunities will come your way. And if you haven't done national service, that will also be a challenge for you. So think about it well and make sure, and also don't forget that national service will give you an allowance, which is good enough to take care of you. So that one is a motivation. And that is why all of you rush to our offices to come and take up your posting. If I'm lying, tell me you are lying. I'm not lying, please. We are also talking about offenses under national service. A lot of people, you know, when we start the registration, you see them walking around. They've been posted to a place they don't like. So they'll walk around until we come to the end of the registration process. It means you have evaded national service. If you evade national service, you know you are not going to get a national service certificate that will help you to get a job, and it's an offense. You know, we know a lot of people who went for vetting and they couldn't produce their national service certificate, and you know the rest of the story. People also are posted, and as I said earlier, they think that after doing the service for 6 months, it's okay, you know, to pack bag and baggage and come and sit in their homes. Please, if you do that, it's an offense. It means you have deserted your post. And that one, you are not likely to get your national service certificate. For some people too, they sit in their homes. And wherever you post them, now they call it special posting. I'm happy with the new, when the new boss, you know, assumed office. He told us the special posting is no more. He will come. He will talk about the special posting again. So if you think special posting is going to help you, I'm telling you that special posting has been abolished. So wherever you have been posted, please take it in good faith and go and do your national service in good faith. Please. If you like, ask those who recently did their registration. those personnel from colleges of education. Wherever they were posted, that is where they went. We learned they paid a lot of money to people, but it still didn't work. So now forget about the special posting and take wherever you are posted seriously and go. Okay, national service. As soon as you pick your appointment letter, you become an automatic member of the National Service Personnel Association, NASPA. NASPA operates at 3 levels: the district level, the regional level, and the national level. So it has a lot of goodies in it. You know, your students, I know SRC and others, it operates the same way. The district, NASPA, the president, financial secretary, and all that. That is where, wherever you are, you come together and enjoy yourselves, you know, over time. You get to know your friends, you know, across the length and breadth of this country, especially if you become an executive member of the association. There are a lot of other things. When you die, of course, nobody is going to die. We are praying for that to happen, that nobody dies. But then, when you are indisposed, we've arranged with a lot of these insurance companies. So when you come to our registration center, we have these insurance companies that are ready to engage you for you to pay something small at the end of the month. And then in the event of you being hospitalized, you know, having an accident and all that, these insurance companies are ready to take care of you. And then one other good thing about national service now is that we have a department called inclusion. A lot of people go to do national service, especially the ladies, and they are harassed. So, and sometimes the ladies also harass some people. So that desk is there to listen to people who are harassed. That desk is there to listen to people who are disabled. You know, we have a lot of these challenges, and they still come to that desk, and we give them, for them, we give them special postings, the disabled people, so that we post them to places that will benefit them, that will help them to be able to settle. The inclusion desk takes care of that. And then one other thing that the inclusion desk is doing is that it is encouraging a lot of beautiful young ladies to go into farming. And it's happening. We are getting a lot of success stories. Yeah, you believe it. We'll show you the videos, and you see a lot of this, because national service is encourage them to go into outgrowing. And they are doing it. They are begging us. They are begging us to take them to do it. And inclusion desk is taking care of that. We have partnership with MasterCard and others, and we are doing a lot of wonderful things there. So if you are fortunate to be posted to such places, you count yourself blessed, because you are going to be beautiful commercial female farmers that our future, you know, wants. Every month, as I said earlier, you will be paid an allowance. Now, the Director General and his team, even myself, I was part of the team that went to Fair Wages to talk about national service increase in allowance. And they actually listened to us with all the reasons that we gave for your allowances to be increased. Even though we haven't started on staff, you know, salaries, we thought about you, and we felt that when we are done with yours, we can conveniently work on staff allowance, staff salaries. So your allowances in the course of the year of the service year, your allowances will be reviewed, because we've started steps, you know, towards that. So that is good news for you. Can you clap for national service? National service, before you are paid, You are not just paid, oh. You are not just paid. My team member will talk about the payment process. It goes through a process. Our payment starts from the middle of the month and end at the middle of the following month. We don't pay at the end of the month. It's a process. So we start from the middle of the month and it ends at the end of another month. There are 3 categories here. The first will be, we call it subvented. That is where the public office, the public user agencies that take you, we National Service pay. And that is the process I'm talking about. You go through all that process to get your allowances paid. If you decide not to go to the office to be part of that process, then it means you go through National Service without being paid. And if you don't get paid, it means you won't get the National Service certificate too. Number 2 is those posted to the private companies. If you are posted to the private companies, you know, the greatest advantage is that the companies themselves will pay you. It will not be like for 3 months you've not been paid and all that. So as soon as you work with them, at the end of the month, they will pay you in peace. But then the private companies have to pay 20% of the allowance, not the figure, not what is coming to you, but 20% of what they are supposed to pay you to National Service for us to use as our IGF to operate. And that is how come we don't have money. Money doesn't come from the central government. It's not coming from your allowance. They know, they understand. But what will help you is that try and get more requests from the user agencies so that wherever you go, at the end of the month, you get your allowance. Cool. And you also get our 20%. Cool. The last but not the least are those who come on steady leave. Definitely, because you are on steady leave, you are paid by your mother organization. So when you are doing your National Service, we don't have any problem with you. Your user agency will continue to pay you. But then you have to pay 10% of, not your salary, but 10% of our National Service allowance, whatever it is, to National Service as IGF. That's what we use to run our offices. So if you are a steady leave person here, take note of that. As soon as you start your National Service, you have to pay 10% of the National Service allowance to us. These are the few things that I have for you. I'll come back because I know you have a lot of questions for us, and I'll come back to answer most of your questions. So at this juncture, I'll leave here and allow my MIS officer to come and continue since we don't have too much time. Thank you.
All right. So the next on the bill to do the presentation, the MIS is Mr. Chinibua Kodia, who is the Deputy Director for Posting. Please, while they are talking, put all the questions down. Ask them, especially the one coming. I'm telling you, especially the one coming, because we don't want our office with all your wahala. Ask him all the questions. When I put the thing in the system and he rejects me, what am I supposed to do? As he's coming to do the presentation, jot down everything that is very, very necessary. And then ask him. Let's put our hands together as we receive Mr. Chinibua Kodia.
Good afternoon. So just a point of correction. The designation is deployment. Okay. All right. So this afternoon, I will walk you through the online registration processes, how you are going to obtain your PIN code and register for service. But before we do that, please make sure you have a Ghana card. Without it, you can't do service. You must have a Ghana card. Now, we have already sent an email to your school in order for them to furnish us with a list of all final year students who qualify for national service. Once we obtain that list, we are going to use it to generate the PIN for you. But please, before the list is submitted to us, make sure you cross-check and confirm the following data. Number 1, the spelling and arrangement of your name. You check that. Number 2, your date of birth. Number 3, the course you are reading. Once your school sends us this data, it is bad. In other words, you cannot edit anything on the form. So you make sure you cross-check and confirm. If you have a change of name, you make sure you go to the school authorities for them to furnish out with same. This is the danger. If they bring us your name, say my name is Yaotunebo Akodia. If I have Yaotunebo Akodia on the NSS system, but on my Ghana card I have Tunebo Akodia, I am not the same person. So the system will not allow you to register. So please take note of that. Both the spelling and arrangement of your name must be consistent. Your surname cannot be Kodia today, and then tomorrow your surname is Tuneboa on a different form. There must be that consistency in your data. So make sure you take note of that. So please and please again, before the list is uploaded in the system, cross-check the spelling and arrangement of your name, your index number, and the course you are reading. Now, with your index number, if there is any problem, it's baggage in, baggage out. Whatever your school uploaded is what will be generated for you as your index number. So if you log on to the page and there is any problem, don't come to us. You go back to your school to check with the authorities because we didn't generate the data. I hope you are good. Great. All right. So once we obtain the list, as I said earlier, we are going to use the list to generate what we call PIN code for each and every one of you. Right. So this is our website. Now, as soon as the PIN codes are ready, we are going to make an official announcement in the dailies. Okay? So once you hear the announcement that National Service has released so and number of PIN codes for 2025-2026 service year, you will quickly log on to the website www.nss.gov.gh. Alternatively, you can go direct to portal.nss.gov.gh. portal.nss.gov.gh. Once you get there, you click on check and pay for PIN code. Check and pay for PIN code. Once you click on check and pay for PIN code, the system will lead you to this interface. Now, in this query box, you are supposed to input the combinations of your index number and date of birth, plus your Ghana card number. Okay, so you have your index number, date of birth, and your Ghana card number. Once you are done, you click on search. If your name was part of the list that was submitted by your school, and you enter the right combinations of your index number, date of birth, and Ghana card, the system will generate your PIN code for you this way. The PIN code is a 13 alphanumeric data, which is going to assist you to generate your NSS number based on which you are going to be posted for your service. Right? So this is a syntax of your PIN code. Now, the GPS, the first 3 alphabets you see there will be generated at random. So the first student in this school can have the XXX, the second student can have ABC, then the third person can have JMU. Now the next 3 alphabets, GPS, represents your school code. That is graduate of University for Professional Studies. That is the meaning of the GPS. Then the last 2 numbers, 25, indicates the year you are enrolling onto national service. And so if you log on to the portal and your number does not end with 25, it means you are in the wrong service year. Probably your school may have submitted your school last year, so you have 24. Once you have that, please, you can't register. You would have to apply as a private candidate before you can enroll to be posted. Right. So remember, we click on what? Check and pay for PIN code. So the next step is for you to pay for the PIN before the online registration platform will be activated for you. It is a meager 41 Ghana cedis. 41. Now, if you want to pay through MTN mobile money, we have two options for the payment. If you want to pay through MTN mobile money, that is where you pay 41 Ghana cedis. Alternatively, you can pay through any branch of ADB Bank, and that is 40 Ghana cedis. So whichever option you prefer, you choose that medium. All right? Okay. So with the Ghana Pay, MTN mobile money, it's very simple. You simply dial *170 hash. Then you choose option 2 for pay bill. Option 2 again for general payment. Now, you will be asked to input your reference number. So for all of us, your reference number will be NSS. Reference number, NSS. And again, you'll be asked to input your payment code. The payment code, this is how you do it. You type NSS, then you put a space. Then you type your PIN code, the 13 alphanumeric data I showed to you. That is your payment code, NSS, leave a space, then type your PIN code. If you don't do it that way, your transaction will be reversed. So make sure you type NSS, then you leave a space before you type the PIN code. Are we good? So don't you worry, the process will be displayed once you log on to obtain your PIN code, the payment process, okay? If you want to use the MTN mobile money, the process will be displayed on the screen for you. All right. So after you make the payment, the next step is for you to enroll. At the deployment unit, we call it enrollment, but you can say registration. It's also acceptable, okay? But we call it enrollment. So how do you enroll? You log on to the same portal.nss.gov.gh again. This time round, you click on the last item here, online registration / enrollment. The last one, online registration - enrollment. Once you click on it, the system will lead you to this page. Over here, you have to input the combinations of your index number, PIN code, and date of birth. Input the combinations of your index number, PIN code, and date of birth. Once you do that, you click on Access Registration Form. Access Registration Form. Once you click on Access Registration Form, the system will lead you to this page. Right. So over here, your name, the course you are reading, your index number will be typed already. And this is what I said is bad. In other words, you can't edit if there is any mistake. You cannot edit anything here. That is why you have to cross-check the spelling and arrangement of your name, your index number, and date of birth, plus the course you are reading. Once you get here, you are supposed to input your Ghana card number again. Now, the essence of you doing this is for us to verify your identity. We need to be sure that the data on the Ghana card is the same as your school submitted to us. Now watch this. Your date of birth is very important. Anytime you are filling the form, make sure you input the date of birth that is on your Ghana card. I know some of us may be having double date of birth. Those of us who decided to come in through matured candidates and we don't qualify, but we have to increase our ages. Please, you can only use one age here. So when you are filling the form, in case your school submits a wrong date of birth, you can use that to retrieve your PIN code, all right. But when you are filling the form proper, please make sure you use the date of birth on your Ghana card. I know why I'm stressing this. Use the date of birth on your Ghana card, not the wrong one that was given to you by your school. Right. So once you input your Ghana card number, the system will pop up your Ghana card ID. As you saw on this screen, your Ghana card will pop up this way. Now, once the Ghana card pops up, the system is now going to do what we call identity match score. So if my name is Yao Chineboa Kodia, Kodia is my surname, Yao Chineboa, other names, and my school submitted it in that form. And on my Ghana card, I have the same thing. The system will give you a perfect score. So you are good to go. But where there is inconsistency, like Chineboa is now my surname, but my school submitted Kodia as my surname, the system will not allow you to register. Over here, the only language we understand is that you are trying to impersonate someone. Even if one letter of your name is omitted, you are not the same person. So please, make sure the name you have on your Ghana card is the same thing your school is going to present to us. Are we on the same page? Okay. Right, so once we're able to verify that you are the same person, you will click on save and continue. You confirm and then you continue. Once you do this, the system will now give you the form to fill. After we are done with all the checks, then the system will now give you access to fill the form. Now, this form is just a single page form. But we have broken it down into 4 to make the process very simple for you so it doesn't look cumbersome. So it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes to complete the form. I will walk you through the technical things you need to understand, right? The rest, you can read and understand them on your own. Right. So number 1, give us your email address. Now, if you have ever registered for service before, don't use the same email address. Then give us your GPS address and your residential address. Please, when we ask for residential address, don't type P.O. Box. That is a postal address. We want your residential address. So you put it this way. So for instance, I live at Sesemi in Abokobi. So I will say Sesemi, opposite or adjacent to Presby Church. Don't say Sesemi, close to where the cocoa seller is. We need you to give us the name of a permanent landmark so that in case there is any eventuality, we can easily contact your family in case your phone numbers are not going through. And there's a reason for this as well. For the ladies amongst us who are married or who may be pregnant or nursing or lactating mothers, we are going to use your residential address to post you. Because for you, we don't want to post you far from your husband. You have to remain closer to your husband anytime. So we are going to give you that dispensation. But it will be subject to you providing the correct residential address. So please take note of that. Right. Then the rest, your phone number, your next of kin, and any other relative, and their email address. Please, again, when you are filling the form, make sure you provide the date of birth that is on your Ghana card. If you have any other date of birth, don't use that one. Use the one that is on your Ghana card. All right. So once you are done, you click on save and continue. Now, at this stage, we are interested in your employment history. So the first question is, are you currently employed? What we mean by you being employed is that you should have worked for not less than 3 years. So we expect to see your SNIT records. So once you click here, yes, the system will give you another space to provide the evidence. So you can scan your SNIT records or your pay slip or your appointment letter. Any of these 3. Okay? The file size will be limited, so make sure it's a scanned document. You save it in PDF before you upload it. The size should not be more than 2 MB, so take note of that. All right. So once you say yes, the system will give you another box to begin to type the name of the place where you are working. So if you work at GRA, you begin to type Ghana Revenue Authority. Then the system will ask you, if GRA is not on the system, you have to tick a box and type it by yourself. But if the organization is not registered on our system, we cannot post you there. So what you are supposed to do is that you come to the office with your company's details, like their phone number, email address, location, and any other relevant documents that will prove that indeed it's a genuine organization. Then we can now register the company and post you there. Are we clear? So once we post you there, as director explained, yours is going to be a mere formality for you to obtain your national service certificate, whether you are on steady leave with pay or without pay. We will send you back to the same organization. Right. But if you are doing attachment or internship, please, you are not employed. So don't deceive yourself. Because when you are coming to register, we will inspect your SNIT records. But if you are in the police service or the army, you know you don't pay SNIT, so yours is a different ball game, all right? Then we go to the next one. Do you have any health condition? Here, please, the ladies, you listen attentively. If you are a married woman, lactating or a nursing mother, or you are a single parent, say yes. Once you say yes, the system will now open another box for you. So in that box, you give the narration. So you can say yes, you are a married woman, you are a nursing or a lactating mother, or you are pregnant. Once you tell us this, we are going to look at a facility within your vicinity that will be convenient for you. So we post you there. A place that latest by 3 o'clock, you can close from work and then go home to take care of the family. So as I said, we want to make sure that we don't separate you from your husband. We want your husband to have access to you at all times. Then you also have ample time to take care of your kids. So latest by 3, you can close, go home to pick your kids and then prepare meals for the family. Now, if you don't give us a correct residential address, as I explained, then there will be a challenge here. So for instance, if you give us a residential address in Greater Accra, let's say you tell us you live in Sesame in Abokobi, opposite the Presby Church, fine. But in your next page, you are asked to choose 3 regions of your choice. Then you go ahead and choose, say, Ashanti region as your first choice. What will happen is that we are going to use your first choice region to post you and not your residential address. So if you are employed or you fall under any of the health conditions as I explained, then you make sure that your first choice region will be the region where your office is located or the region where you live with your husband and your kids. So we can post you within your community. Are we good? Okay. Right. Now, kindly go back. Right. Then the next one, have you previously done your national service? National service is done only once. So if you did it with your HND, you are not supposed to enroll again. You are done. Okay. Then, over here, you provide your trouser length, your trouser waist, your shirt neck, and your shirt size. I believe you've heard about the military training recently. Right? Oh, then you are not current. You should be reading. Right, so we need you to provide that information. Okay? Now, apart from that, it is also a security measure. In case we realize that you have opened your dashboard on a different device, and at the same time, you are trying to log into your dashboard again on a different device, whilst the other one is still active, we will ask you to input this information to confirm that you are the same person. So that is to protect you. Okay? All right. So once you are done, as I said, you click on save and you continue. So let's go to the next page. Right. So over here, you are at liberty to choose 3 distinct regions of your choice. The operative word is distinct. Therefore, you can't say Greater Accra, Greater Accra, Greater Accra. No. You can't do that. Now, we will usually post you to your first choice region. Although we are not obliged. But that is what we normally do, your first choice region. And that is why I stress that if you are a married woman, a nursing or lactating mother, or you are already employed, or you are physically challenged, or you have any medical condition, but please, if you are suffering from any normal headache, it doesn't apply. No, it has to be something that will warrant you to seek medical attention on a regular basis. So if it's a spiritual issue, please, you see your pastor. It doesn't apply here. So you choose 3 distinct regions of your choice. So for those of us who are employed, already working, you make sure your first choice region is the region in which your office is located. Same applies to nursing mothers, lactating or pregnant or married women or single parents. Your first choice region should be that region. Then 2 other regions, which will not really matter in your case, all right? But for those of us who are neither employed nor fall under the health condition, please, your choice of regions really matter. Okay? So make sure you choose wisely. Then we go to the local dialect. You choose as many as you can read, speak and write. Same applies to the foreign languages. Choose as many as you can read, speak and write. Then we have industrial preference. Okay? So whether you are interested in being posted to the agricultural sector, health, education, whichever preference you want, you choose. Once you are done, you click on save and continue. Right. The form is such that once you submit, you can't go back to edit anything again. And so this is a preview page for you to read over again before you submit the form. You have to go through the information you have provided on the form. If you are okay, you click on submit. If you wish to effect any change, you click on previous. So the system will take you to the previous page to enable you to effect your changes. All right? But once you are okay with it, please, the most important thing is to click on submit. If you don't submit, you have not registered, and therefore you cannot be posted. So you make sure you click on submit. So let's submit. Once you click on submit, the system automatically generates what we call your NSS number. And this is the number we are going to use during your posting. And this is the number we identify you with, okay? So let's draw a distinction between your PIN code and NSS number. Once you have this number, if you have any private company that wants you to do your service with them, please, all you are supposed to do is to print a copy of this page and take it to them to write officially to us. They may decide not to even write to us. We have what we call FLAIR. They can simply log on and input your NSS number and request for you to be posted there. So you don't need any agent. You don't need to pay money to anybody. Just take the form and give it to the company. If they are boarded on our system already, they will just log in and then input your NSS number that they are requesting for you to be posted to them. And it ends there. Emphasis on private companies. Please, private companies. Right. So this is your NSS number. That is the one I'm referring to, the one in red ink. So the NSS number is equally a 13 alphanumeric data. So you have NSS GPS will be constant for all of you. NSS GPS, constant for all of you. Then the last 2 numbers, 25, will also be constant for all of you. So that is the easy way to memorize your NSS number. NSS GPS is constant. The last 2 numbers constant. The only thing that will change will be the 53494. That will vary from student to student, okay? But the rest will remain same. Okay. So the moment your NSS number is generated, the system automatically creates what we call a dashboard for you. I believe you have something like a student portal here. So your dashboard is equally as your student portal. Right. So let's see the interface of the... Okay. So once you are done, you can decide to log into your dashboard. You can also decide to wait until postings are released. Now, to log onto your dashboard, this is how you go about it. So let's say now you are done. After you are done with everything, postings have been released. So at this stage, let's say how we are going to check our posting, okay? We are done with the registration. That's the end. You have your NSS number. So let's see how we are going to check our posting. First of all, we will send you an email and text message to inform you of your posting. But please, that is not final. You need to log onto your dashboard to check. All right. So to log onto your dashboard, you go to the same place, portal.nss.gov.gh. At the top, you will see sign in. Please, can you take us back? Back, just keep going. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Yeah, it's okay. So at the top here, you will see here, sign in as personnel. You click on that one. Once you click on it, you select sign in as MSP, all right? So once you do that, here, go now. It will lead you here. Now, over here, you'll be asked for your username. Your username is the email address you provided when you were filling the form. I repeat, your username is the email address you provided when you were filling the form. Then your password. The password is a default password, and that is your PIN code. The number that I said, the first 3 alphabets will differ from student to student. That is the one you are paying the 41 cedis on, okay? That is your default password, and you must type it in uppercase. In other words, capital letters. Right? Once you do that, you click on log in. Log in. Once you log into the dashboard for the first time, because we don't want any staff of NSS, or for that matter, your friend, to know your password, the moment you try to log into the dashboard for the first time, the system will ask you to reset your password. Now, to reset your password, you may be asked to provide your previous password. Remember, your previous password is still your PIN code. In the event that you even forget your password, please, you don't need to come to the NSS office. I will explain further when we get there, all right? Right, so you change your password and then you save it. Once you save it, the system will now take you to the dashboard area proper. Right. Now, on your dashboard, you see your posting clearly indicated here. So our interest at this juncture on the dashboard is to print our posting letter. Once you check, you must print before you can take the letter to the organization for them to endorse. All right? So you click here, print page. It will print the posting profile for you. Once you are done, you click on show appointment letter. Once you click on show appointment letter, the system will open this page for you. You print this page as well. It's as simple as that. Once you are done, please take us back. Once you are done, you're back again. Once you are done with the printing, your first point of call is the place where you have been posted. So let's assume you've been posted back to this school as a teaching assistant. Oh, should I say? All right. So if you are posted here as a teaching assistant, you come here. If you are posted to GRA, you proceed to GRA. If you are posted to any of the NSA offices, you go there as well. All right. So once you go there, your letter must be endorsed. It must be signed by the designated officer and stamped. Signed and stamped. Then they will put the date there. Once that is done, next page. As soon as your letter is endorsed, you go back to the dashboard. On your dashboard, you are going to book an appointment. We don't want a situation where all of you will come to the center for registration, no. So we will provide a certain number of people we can contain in a day. Just as when you are going for a visa interview, you book an appointment before you go, right? We are doing the same thing here. So on your dashboard, you will click here, book appointment. Once you click on book appointment, the system will lead you to this page. Right. The system will lead you here. You have to choose your own date and time. We are not forcing that on you. Choose your own date and time at your convenience. Your own date and time. So you select the date. Now, assuming you selected 26 April 2025 and you don't see anything displayed here, please, it doesn't mean your dashboard is not working. It simply means that there is no available slot for that day. So don't come to the office and say that you can't find a date. No. So anytime you choose a particular date and you don't see this time slots appear, it simply means that day is fully booked. So don't come to the office. You have to keep changing the date until you see this time slots appear. So once you select the date, you click on find available slot. Once you click on it, you see this time appear here. Then you select the time that is convenient for you. Now, if you select a date and time, but later you realize that you have an emergency to attend to, please don't come there the following day with the same appointment. Go back and change the date and time. You must change the date and time before you come. If you come with an expired appointment, it will not work. The system will tell you that NSP has no appointment set up for today. You have to go back home. So anytime you are coming to the center, please make sure you have booked an appointment. All right? Okay. So once you book the appointment, the system will give you a receipt. The system will generate a receipt for you. And you'll be told precisely where you are going. You have the GPS address of the NSS office where you are supposed to have your posting validation. That is how we call it, posting validation. You can equally say registration, all right? Okay. So you read the receipt. So this one, for instance, is Center of Regional Registration, Zone 1, Regional Office. But this one is outdated. The office has been moved to the Regional Coordinating Council. But as I said, the system will generate a receipt for you. So you have to read. Don't just follow your friend because your friend is going to Presec. No. Check your own receipt. Then the system will give you the GPS address where you are supposed to go for your postings validation. All right? So we expect you to come with a printed copy of this receipt. If you don't have it, you can still show it to us on your phone. It's acceptable. But we prefer you print it. All right? Okay. So that's it. You print it. So we can go to the next page. Now, once you get to the center, make sure you come with your Ghana card again. Without Ghana card, please, you can't do national service. So if you are here and you don't have one, please start the process. No Ghana card, no registration for you. It's as simple as that. Right. Director spoke about payments. Let me just give you some few details with regards to the payment. So, as you rightly said, your letters will come in 3 folds, okay? Now, once you have subvented category back, so once you have your appointment letter, you read the content very well. Great. So at the top, you see subvented category, NSP to be paid by NSS. As soon as you see this, it means that you have to get yourself your Ghana Pay wallet. You have to register for Ghana Pay. Okay? Now, you remember I told you are at liberty to choose the time that is convenient for you to come for your registration. However, we are also going to pay you based on the date you came to us to register. It's as simple as that. You chose the time that was convenient for you, so we pay you based on the date you also reported. So this is how we calculate our month. So let's say service will begin 1st September. So 1st September to 15th September is the end of September. Therefore, if you register on the 16th of September, you don't qualify to be paid September allowance. So 16th September is the first working day of October. That is why she told you rightly that we don't pay at the end of the month. I repeat, 1st of the month to 15th of the month is the end of that particular month. Then 16th of that particular month is the first working day of the ensuing month. So if you register on the 16th, you don't qualify for that particular month's allowance. Rather, you have registered against the ensuing month. It's as simple as that. So please, when you are booking the appointment, take that into consideration, especially for those of us who will be posted to the subvented category. So once you register, on the 12th of every month, a form will pop up on your dashboard. It's called Monthly Duty Report Form. On the 12th of every month, that form will appear. Now, once the form appears, you print it and give it to your head of department or supervisor to fill it for you. Once he or she is done, you are to return the form to your NSS district office. Please, you have to take this. This is what you are going to do. So once it's done, on the 15th of every month, that is where submission begins. You print the form on the 12th, your supervisor will fill it for you. Then on the 15th, you submit it. Now, it's coming on the 15th because I've already told you, 15th is the end of the month. So 16th is the beginning of the new month. If you don't submit this form, please, you cannot be paid. It's not possible. If you don't submit the form, you can't be paid. Now, when you submit the form, we entreat you to go back to your dashboard to check whether indeed the form has been captured or not. Because even if you send the form but it is not captured on the system, you still cannot be paid. So this is how you check whether the form has been captured on the system or not. Okay. So on your dashboard, you click here, your alawa. Once you click on your alawa and your form is captured, this information will display on the screen. And you are going to go through what we call a metric device. Every month you have to go through that metric device before the form can be captured on the system. So you cannot ask a friend to send the form for you. No, it doesn't work that way. Every month you have to be there in person. Right. Okay, so we can go forward. For those of you who will be posted to, we have the other category, non-subvented. Okay? But that one, we are not going to pay you. You will be paid by your user agency. So if you are bringing us a letter from any private company, you make sure that they are aware of this financial obligation on them. They will pay you your monthly allowance and also pay National Service 20% administrative charges. If you are already working, you are going to pay to National Service 10% administrative charges calculated off the rate of the National Service allowance, not 10% of your salary. So please get that clear. Right. Now, if you have any challenge, don't come to the office. We need you to be at work. Don't come to the office. Simply log on to support.nss.gov.gh. Then you click on Submit a Ticket. Once you click on Submit a Ticket, the system will open a form for you to fill. So you tell us what your challenge is. Within 24 hours, your issue should be resolved. So we don't need you to waste time to come to the office. No, you have to stay at work. Just log on to your phone, support.nss.gov.gh, whatever your issue is, please register it here. Within 24 hours, it will be attended to. Right. So let me pause here. If you have further questions for us, we will answer the rest of the questions through that. Thank you for your attention.
And we have Mr. Honorable Felix James, who is the Director General, to give us some few remarks. Please, let's welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Reverend Chaplain, Regional Director, Administrator. Thank you very much. I'm pleased to be here. I've always thought that I would be frightened standing here to speak, especially so when I have attended so many programs here and see people speak from here. But today is quite a different day, and I thank God I can bear this. I'm not really somebody who likes to speak in public. But then this is also the first time that I am coming to address the prospective national service persons, because of very soon you would start your national service. And I relished coming to speak to you because although you're always on social media, you have to have a sense of what you are coming to, which sadly I have found out most people do not. Most people do not know the world they are coming into after school. Even in the best of times, our parents, our elder brothers, our siblings, everywhere, they complain that things are tough. But I don't know. I finished university, my first degree in 2003. And things were tough then. So I can imagine now. Things are tougher. When things are tough, it requires that you build a certain character so that you can defeat the toughness. So as you finish school in a few months' time and get out of the world, you have to ask yourself individually, have you built the character that you can go out in the world with and win the battle against the tough situations out there? And it should be obvious to you what the tough situations out there is today. Today, if you finish your national service, it is taking service persons, post-national service persons, 10 years before they can find jobs. So if you are 25, can you imagine a situation where you are 35 years before you find work? If you are a young lady, you would have missed getting married, having children. That is tough. The chances are that you will still be in your parents' house. Can you envisage being in your parents' house 10 years after school? At your age, if you are sharing a room with your brother or your sister, how is it going to be like? A very tall man sharing a room with your younger brother. And that is the reality of our world today. And that is why we must prepare ourselves for the life ahead. Since I became the Director General of National Service, I have met all our colleagues, and I have said that in this service year and beyond, we should move most of our service persons from the public sector to the private sector. From the public sector to the private sector. Because the data will show that what we have been doing in the last tens of years, of decades, is not helping us. Currently, on average, we are posting 14% of service persons into the public sector. We are posting 14% into the private sector. The majority of our service persons, which is over 80%, they are going into the public sector. And guess where they are being sent? They are being sent to all these high-flung, big-name companies that all of you, or most people, wish they are sent. So I'm sure if I decide to take a poll from here, most of you would like to go to Nestle, Cocoa Board, Ghana Gas, and all these companies. But These are the companies I'm telling you that when people finish national service, it's taking them 10 years before they can find work. Because people think it is easy. When you go there, maybe they give you a few Ghana cedis more, 100 Ghana cedis more. They probably take you by transport. I don't know whether that is still the case. So instead of sending the required number that Cocoa Board asked for, maybe they asked for 100 people, we end up sending 400 people. Because we go and tell our parents, we go and tell our members of parliament, our ministers of state, that if you don't send me to Cocoa Board, don't talk to me again. Next year you will lose the elections. Because this small thing that I asked you for, you couldn't do for me. But that is where your failing lies. Because you are going to a place where you are not guaranteed the training that you need. And having come out from school, you need training that would get you employment into different companies, even if the company where you have been posted do not accept you. So I hope regional director spoke about it. All of us at National Service, we have been going around and asking new companies to come on board, regardless of what they do. If it's a business that is viable, that is doing some business, that is offering service to people, to customers, to clients, that is where we want our national service to be. That's where we want national service persons to be. So there are businesses that you probably might have never thought about because they do not advertise. They are not in the news, but they are doing big business. That is where your shine lies. Because most of these places that pay you serious money, where you can build yourself as an entrepreneur, those people, they do not advertise like Coca-Cola. They are very quiet doing their business. That is where I'm praying that majority of you will start life as national service persons. What are some of these companies that I'm talking about? I'm talking about small-scale companies or medium to small-scale companies. You know, you are here, you probably studied business, you studied HR, you studied management. You need a place where you can practice and hone your skill as a manager, as a marketer, as an HR person. You have to broaden your horizon. You cannot broaden your horizon serving at Ghana Gas under trees, where you go to work once in a week and you stay at home for another week because you forced the National Service Authority through your parents or your MP or other politicians to send you there. This year, and starting with you, I'm hoping that you will distinguish yourself and give yourself a better chance in life. And you deserve it because the world out there is rough. Now, the young people who left school and traveled abroad like I did so many years ago, if you did not have for those who even had papers, are being asked to come back home. For those who stayed over and then and studied different courses and all that, because of racial discriminations, they are still working in kitchens, they are cleaners and security men. This is our place. And you are the future. Wouldn't you rather you build yourself a business so that you run it with your brothers and sisters or your friends? Or for the few of you who will be brave and dare so that you become business owners? The statistics will show, or the data will show, that if you did your service in the private sector, the worst scenario is that within 3.5 years, you find work, even if you are looking for employment opportunity. If you did it in a public sector organization where you receive no skill or training, it is taking you 10 years if you are lucky. So quite frankly, the choice is yours. We will do what we will have to do. We will get all these companies to come on board and then take on our national service persons and give them the best training, the best advice so that they can make the right choice. But you as an individual would have to make the right choice. I hope that this year for the first time when we've posted people, they will take up their lectures and quite frankly go and serve. And rather mail around Accra, go and give money to people who are called special. Don't bother giving your money to people who are special posting. Don't waste your money, because I am not interested in that money. And for most of them, that is wasted money, because I don't think there's anybody at national service now who will take your money and post you or get somebody to collude with at the head office and post you to where you like. It's not going to happen. We're going to be very intentional about where we post you. And we will post you where we feel you have a better chance at standing against, the tough situations that we spoke about. And sadly, most of you also have to get the opportunity to know the country. I travel around Ghana a lot. There's probably no town or region in Ghana that I don't know. And I count myself very lucky that I took that opportunity. Some of you have to get to know Ghana very well. All right. I'm hoping that there's a company that will come from the Achim area so that our service persons will get into the value chain that the palm nut industry or the palm oil industry in Achim is providing us. That along the value chain for the production of oil palm, we have brilliant young ladies and men who are offering service so that they become industry players in the production of palm oil. And do you know how much money is involved in palm oil in Ghana? That in Bono East and Bono region, we have young people who are taking part in the value chain for the production of cashew nuts. That in the Volta region, in the southern belt of Volta region, we could have some of you who studied marketing to change the face of selling fish. Along the banks of the Volta Lake, some of you will take up the opportunity and get into the fish industry so that we have smarter ways of selling fish around the country. And then, don't get me wrong, this is where the economy is growing to employ people. The economy is not growing in the offices. And that is what I wanted to discuss with you. The places that you thought jobs existed, the places that you handed over your CVs and your university certificates to for people to get you employment, the opportunities there do not exist anymore. If your father has a block factory, you have to work with him and take the business over from him. Because the construction sector is growing. If your father has a shop at Aboso Okain, for those of you who have been to Aboso Okain before, the way they do the business is not a business, are not businesses that can grow. The way they keep their books, the storekeeping, the way they handle their logistics. There's a man that I used to buy spare parts from. And then whenever you go, you ask for a certain part of the car, you have to rummage through what looked like a pile of rubbish. But I know if any of you go there, you categorize the items and code them. Yes, you code the items. So right in Adenta, when I call that I need a part, you quickly call the dispatch driver and will send it to me without me traveling to the over to. You earn more money there than somebody who is a bank manager. And that is that is the reality of our economy now, and that is the truth that all of you should be told. That the woman who wakes up in Adon and bringing tomato from Akumadan in Offenso North is making more money than a bank manager. Those are the people who can hand over 100,000 cash to you without headache, because they are turning over profits. Meanwhile, we are sitting in offices wasting our youth. When those people move off from the business, who is going to take over from those businesses? That is why there are so many inefficiencies in the system. Because those of you who have studied these areas that can bring knowledge and efficiencies to these businesses, you are shying away from it. My mother was selling wache. My mother has taken care of me through the university. Now I've gone all the way to the masters. I've been moving paper around. I've not found job. My mother is still selling the wache at 70 years. I did business management and I have not found ways to help my mother grow the wache business. If that is the case, your business is failing. Clearly, these days you do not even need to sell with your mother in the shop for the business to thrive. All you need to do is to go on your contacts on your phone. If you have 200 people that are willing to take orders from you, my sister, that is the business that is going to take care of you and your children for the rest of your lives. And that is where you should be looking, because the job that gave you a car, gave you a house, gave you pension, insurance, those jobs are going. They are gone. So, when you receive your letter this September and you have been posted somewhere, do a bit of background checking and ask where National Service has sent you. Because we just might be sending you to a path of prosperity. You see, the places that you are not looking, the places in 20 years ago, who would have thought that, yam would be such a big business? Yam is such a big business around the world now, you can't even think about it. Find tubers, put them in the boxes, let them be the right sizes and everything. And you can send them the whole of Europe, the whole of America, Canada, because the black population, the Ghanaian, Nigerian population, they depend on the yam. Collaborate with your people and see how we can store Kobe from Pando or anywhere. And that is business. So I urge you, take up the challenge. And then for all your friends who are not here, please get the information to them that we are willing to work with you to get things done. Really, if anybody told you that there are jobs out there for you, that person might be deceiving you. The jobs that is going to be there for the next 10, 20 years, these are jobs that we are going to create ourselves. So at the National Service, in the last few months, we have expanded our poultry business. In Papao here, we have expanded our poultry business from a few thousands. We're hoping that we'll get to 100,000. If you were to come to us and say that, you know what, just after National Service, you also want to go to the poultry business, we will. give you some beds so that you start off with, and hope that within a short time you can get to 5,000. I had a meeting the last time with a lady who came well dressed and everything. He said, you know what, you posted me to the Animal Research Institute at the Animal Research Institute at Frafraha. And I said, did you do agric? He says, no. So what did you study? He said, I did HR. But you know what, when I went there and I learned how the people were keeping it, and I got enthused about it. So today I have a 9,000 beds farm. And you probably don't know. The 9,000 beds, you sell them after every 5 weeks. If this opportunity is there for you, why would you be sleeping in the room, be on social media all day, when you can work and make your own money? If you do not want to take care of the broilers, you can take care of the layers. And then right from the back of your house, the land that is there, you'll be selling crates of eggs every day. Because as it stands now, Ghana is spending $300 million a year importing broilers. So that is money that is supposed to be earned by us. We are giving it to Chinese and Vietnamese people who do not know how we look like. And we are here complaining of hunger. Even here, the Burkinabes are beating us to it because we are importing tomato from us. But you know what? For those of you who live on the banks of the Volta Lake, all the way, there's free river flowing into the sea. So we've engaged 400 women, young women like you, in Yape who are farming tomatoes. We do not necessarily ask you to go and then be in the farm. And for most of it, it's machine work anyway. But would you dare to come to us and say that you found markets for the tomato that we are producing? Some of you should dare to come to us that you have found markets because you studied marketing at UPSA for 4 years. You have found markets for 40 tons a month. That without you even getting away from your room, you have established supply chain lines. So the car, will get you a car at Yape. So the moment you give us an order, overnight the tomato goes there. The people who are taking up the cement will pay you. This is the future of business. And this is where you have to be. If you are just holding your phone and then all you're doing is posting emojis and pictures, you're wasting your time already. There's lots of groundnuts in the Sisala and then areas. Would you dare to get together with your friends so you produce groundnut oil? All right, so I could go on and on and on and on and on about the opportunities. Look, I've worked at the National Service for 15 years. It's just by luck, grace of God, and so many things that I have been appointed. But before then, if you met me hustling on the streets, I'm in construction, and I started from something very small. So I urge you, for those of you who are desiring to be successful, for those of you who are desiring after your national service, you don't want to go to your parents and ask that, you know what, they should get you something small, and you want to be by your own. Take up the challenge. Thank you.
One question, we are out. So if only one question, that's fine. Couple. Okay, 2 questions. Go ahead.
So first of all, I wanted to ask about the funds requirement. They asked if have you undergone any nutrition before?
Okay.
And you were supposed to state whether you have done that or not. And you also asked for the size of your shirt and the size of your trousers. And I wanted to know what you're going to use that information for.
You want to be a military officer? Yes, okay, do answer that.
So and then the second one, I wanted to ask, when submitting the form, the evaluation form, would you also have to put for appointments without?
Okay, do ask that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is Asante J. Smakion, and I have some few questions for my senior here. With what he said, I'm so much interested.
Please, we've not closed. So those who are going out, I don't think it's allowed. Those who are rushing out, let's finish and go, okay? They have classes, eh? All right.
Yeah. So he was talking about we not having anything like special posting, if I go to that. Now, if that's the case, we have some of the citizens and even the students here who own their own businesses and would like to work, would like to sell in their businesses and services. So if today you are saying we are not doing special posting, does that mean we should leave what we started and go and begin something else? Number two. Oh yeah, the now here is tourism. Number two. With respect to the salary of the NSS, now we are moving all the way from allowance school. Now we are moving all the way from our various regions to other places. We've come to notify that sometimes, even for months, the allowance doesn't come. This is a service, a voluntary work. We understand. Yes, we urge you, either you give us an assurance of we having the money consistently, or number two, there's going to be an increment so that even 3,000 and it's not coming.
All right. Let's allow the last person.
All right, please. My name is Ivan. Please, my question is very simple and short. I want to know the reason why I'll come to the university and study accounting for 4 years, then National Service Authority will post me to go and direct traffic
Go and direct traffic at Nima. All right, okay. So, please, let's invite, please, who is taking the questions? Madam. Okay. Madam, are you the one taking order? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, you want to be down there, all right.
That's another thing that we have to disabuse our minds of. If you study in accounting now, there are doctors these days who are journalists. I'll answer a specific question. I studied English and history for my first degree at Legon. These days people think that I'm a civil engineer. I have not studied civil engineering anymore. I have to correct people every day. Because I didn't study civil engineering. I studied English and history. There is no region in Ghana that I have not built today. If you mention your hometown or your region, I have built virtually everywhere. Because I went through a period of what? Learning. You guys should give yourselves the opportunity to learn. Having said that, another thing you should also disabuse your minds of, when you are young, and you haven't met a lot of people, and you haven't met a lot of experiences, one of the things that can damage you is rumors. And don't joke with the power of rumor mongering. I think that, correct me madam if I'm wrong, but people now want to come and do the urban traffic, and there's no space for them. No, you'll be lucky. You'll be lucky if you admit you in to become part of the urban traffic. Because the opportunity that have you forgotten that if you leave university, all right, and you did accounting, and through the urban traffic, you got admitted in as a police officer, you start as a superintendent, you start as an officer. Don't look, your pathways in life are different. You came from Mary, he came from Simani, the other one came from Temani. Don't let anybody put the two of you together. Don't let anybody put the two of you together because of rumors. We'll first look for a place where is an accounting job for you to do. That is our first priority. If you do not find an accounting place for you to do, we'll send you to the best next place. And then other places where the opportunities. So don't say you do bad things to yourself. It's very spiritual. Don't say bad things about yourself. That you're studying accounting, you're going to put up that. That's another thing. In the last, since we got in, allowances are not delaying. So that's also another rule that you have to be submitted to. If all of you in this room hope that your allowances will delay, you are doing us bad women and your allowances will delay. So say good things about yourself. You know, say positive things about yourself. Say positive things about what you do. Just before we start, I got to you on the 3rd of January. By the end of January, I paid 3 months allowance arrears. Just before we start, we paid everybody. As we start now, we don't owe anybody for service allowance. So where do you get that information from? When you are coming for us to have a conversation, starting from a position of seriousness. When you go out there, you are posted to go and work with companies and all that, and they study you. Which people are we going to retain here? Which people are we going to go to legal departments, to accounting department, to the finance and administration and all that? It is because of where your mouth will lead you. So let's calm down and let's follow guidance. Within a matter of 2 weeks, of being in the office, I had made proposals to government to increase service allowance. I had given a draft proposal. So let's show that, we are where who we say we are. We're just graduates. The other part is that there's nobody here who is fighting for our service persons more than the people at national service. Because we work with you. We know the struggle, the troubles that everybody goes through. There is no way that I will send somebody, even for those who are the elements that I came to meet, if you were living in, say, I don't know what's verified, maybe you're studying at National, I want you to be close to where you are already. Because I know the economic circumstances. So when you speak to us as your senior brothers and sisters. We reflect only what you go through. Let's begin to say positive and nice things about ourselves. We are not a bunch of wicked people who want to send people to. What was the other question? After the military training, for those of you, not all of you will be privileged enough. We will probably ask you if you are lucky to be selected to do the military training this year. Thank God.
Gen Z generation.
Do you know how slow I was when I finished Legon? Do you know how slow I was? You woke up very sluggish. They asked you to go somewhere and come, and you are so late, you can't do it. You need this training to set you straight. To make you sharp. Because look, the kind of money that you guys have dreamt of making, you're not going to make it being lazy and sluggish. So you know what, by all means, when you go to bed tonight, pray that they select you to do the military training.
Please speak in the mic.
The part that is the fault of the service persons themselves. My boss has just told you that since he came, the allowances have been dropped. But unfortunately, not all personnel are paid at the end of each month. About 70% of them are paid. The rest are not paid. Do you know the reason? Do you want to know the reason? The reason is that on the 16th of the month that they are supposed to present their monthly duty for, you will find some of them not just relaxed, not coming. They will come on the 10th month. And then when you ask them, do you know what they tell you? I want my money to pile up. Yeah. So if you want your money to pile up, don't expect to be paid. And if you want to, if you tell yourself you want your money to pile up, it means you are telling yourself that the rest of the earnings shouldn't be paid because we have to get, the whole thing together. Everybody's form, put them together and present. So sometimes in an attempt to wait for those who will delay, that is what causes the delay. So when you come, we are going to continue to hammer on this, even in the districts where you are going to work, to as much as you can, within the 4 or 5 days, the week that you are asked to present your monthly duty for, you make sure you do that so that you can get your allowance. As we speak, I'm telling you, even though we pay, we still have people who haven't been paid. So don't, go about telling people we don't pay, when it's actually your own fault. And we do pay. So if you come and you do what is expected of you, we also do the needful and make sure all of you are paid promptly. Thank you.
You have a company, you are working against yourself. But by all means, if you are in snail business, you have a snail farm, you have a cocoa farm, you have a pineapple farm, alright? Whichever one should I have? You do ship out and send it to the supermarket to sell. You prepare juice and send it to 200 people.
Yesterday.
That is where the economy is going. If you come and you demonstrate to us that you are doing business, I will send it to the regional director. I will not only admit you as a business on our platform, I'll probably add 2 more people to you and pay those service persons so that in the next 2-3 years, your business will have grown such that you will take 10 people. This is our future together. Let's not play with it. Because the numbers that are coming from the university is such that if we do not get lots of our people to go into the private sector, in just a couple of years, the National Service Scheme might collapse. If we had not had the president we have now, because during the elections, our former vice president said, you know what, he was going to make our national service optional, that it could opt in or out. But the national service scheme as it exists now has become a social net.